The second part of the State Capture Commission of Inquiry report will be released today, and this follows the release and official handover to President Cyril Ramaphosa of the first part that took place on the 4th of January. The reports follow years of testimony into allegations of undue influence on the state by politically connected individuals. Newzroom Africa's senior reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli is watching this story for us, and he's live to us with a bit more details. And Tumaole, the first part, of course, we all remember, had to do with SAA and its subsidiaries, the New Age newspaper, as well as SARS. What can we expect with this leg of the report?
Well, good morning, and it's really coming down here. We are in, Braamfontein on the Nelson Mandela Bridge, famous Nelson Mandela Bridge. And the reason we are here is because, as we would know, the second part of the State Capture report, first volume, is going to be released to the public today. And what we can expect from this second part is that it will primarily focus on the New Age breakfast briefings. How the New Age breakfast briefings are relevant to where we are, I'm just going to step out of shot so that my colleague Morena Lekitla can give you a shot. You can see here, this is the rolling stock of Transnet, and why Transnet is significant to the New Age breakfast briefings is that, of course, Transnet executives would have come on to those breakfast briefings that were televised live on the public broadcaster platforms, and this is where, of course, part of the commercial ad spend of Transnet and other SOEs were then given to the New Age newspaper. And there are questions around how those particular contracts were entered into, because the New Age was owned by the Gupta family, and of course that advertising revenue then went into their pockets, and it was questionable as to why exactly that was done in that particular fashion or in that particular format, when of course previously state-owned entities would obviously also advertise with other media platforms. There were questions about exactly why those contracts were given and how those contracts were awarded. We know, of course, that the New Age and the breakfast briefings were also, host to other state-owned entities, including SAA as well as ESCOM. And executives there would then, try to explain what was going on during the crises that we heard during the State Capture Commission of Inquiry's public hearings. They would try to explain how various issues that burst onto the public, public sector would then have come about. And these contracts were not advertised properly, as we found out during the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. So this is what will be focused on in the second part of the release of the State Capture report. And we heard during the testimonies how executives within and as well as ministers within cabinet were then expected to justify some of the decisions and defend some of the decisions and some of the contracts entered into between Gupta-linked entities as well as the state. Of course, at that time, the public had already gotten wind through organizations and activists like Outer. Of course, Scopa was also onto that particular matter and calling ministers and CEOs and executives to come into account. So that's what we can expect today. That will be held today. The handover of the second report will be handed over at the Union buildings. We're not expecting, Acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo to be there personally, although we do expect that the handover as well will be given to the DG in the presidency. So it's not expected that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be there personally, as he was during the first handover of the report.
Tumaole Mohlaoli live to us there from a rainy Joburg CBD. Tommy, thanks very much indeed for that.